Georgia came out and looked really dominant. Georgia is one of those teams that is going to beat you in multiple ways. We kind of talked about it with Washington earlier. I thought that Washington found kind of a different formula to victory this past Saturday. And Georgia pretty much is a team that's showing up and saying which way you want it. How are you going to line up on defense is going to dictate how we're going to beat you. And I mean, you got different guys showing up each week. We didn't even see Lad McConkey play. So I'm really, really liking this Georgia offense at this point. The game started off. I mean, I know everybody was was wondering what the heck just happened. The very first play of the game, Jalen Wright takes it, 75 yards or whatever it was, for a touchdown, and after that, man, there wasn't another touchdown scored by Tennessee. They kicked a field goal, and Georgia wins 38-10. Had a lot of bets hit on this game. I had bet the under. You had bet several things on this game. They all hit. Georgia is, I think, getting better week by week. They've done the opposite of what a lot of teams have done in the fact that a lot of teams start the year healthy and they end the year with less depth and less health. Georgia seems is somehow getting healthier as the year goes, and there's more players emerging, which is creating more depth in the lineup. CJ Allen has another really, really good day. This freshman is incredible. We're watching somebody really come into their own, and I'm expecting a lot from him as the season continues, as it will for Georgia on into December and more than likely January, from what I'm seeing. What did you think about the Georgia-Tennessee game, and what are you going to spend all the money on that you won?
Yeah. A whole, let's see, I think I had 4 plays, so I'm walking with $40 cash, just, hey, maybe that's a dinner or two, I don't know. I might spend it
Taco
all in
Bell it
one
is.
place. Might spend it all in one place. You never
You
know.
can get Taco Bell for that,
Um,
for sure.
but yeah, I think we were right on top of this game. I did have the over in this game that did not hit, so there
Okay.
is that. Um,
Yeah, I remember that now. That's right.
yeah. So I'm not perfect, y'all, believe it or not. But
Uh,
ultimately, I think that we had it nailed. We told you that Tennessee was going to come out and score on their first drive, right? Well, it didn't take them long. They did it on their first play, 75-yard run.
yeah.
And after that, Georgia just said, "Park the freaking bus, and get off, because this game is over. Like, y'all are done." Um, and and that's what we saw. To me, I was more impressed with Georgia's defense in this game than any other game I've seen so far this year. And
Yeah.
they're doing it without their vocal leader and Jamon Dumas Johnson. I was really impressed with how the secondary was flying to the ball. They've been doing a good job of that all year, but they did the best job I've seen all year in coming up and stopping the run and filling gaps and things like that. That first play was a missed assignment by everybody, right?
Yep.
And credit Tennessee's offensive line. They got a good push up front, created a hole. You mentioned CJ Allen. He bites in the wrong hole. Smile London, the veteran, bites in the wrong hole. Both the safeties take a bad angle, and he
Yeah.
blows by both the safeties, and you're just thinking, what the heck? That looked awful. I was a little bit worried at that point that Georgia was going to give up another sustained drive and score and all that on defense, because they only saw one play,
Yeah.
and there was
Right.
nothing
We
really
didn't
to
even get the
adjust
whole
on.
scripted drive.
Right. So that's kind of what I was thinking there, but there was really nothing else going for the Tennessee defense. They did have another drive. I think it was actually on one of those fumbles that we had where we didn't recover. That second one we didn't recover, and
Mhm.
I think that led to a fourth down stop. If I'm not mistaken, I
Yeah.
may have those
Right.
drives mixed up, but yeah, I thought it was a really good day for the defense. The offense looked great. I mean, there's nothing to really pick at. I thought that Dylan Bell just played out of his freaking mind.
Great
Um,
day.
Threw for a touchdown, caught a touchdown. had like 90 yards receiving. You really saw some players that you haven't seen much this year. Rosemary Jackson had 91 yards on 6 catches, 2 touchdowns. It was really, and Kendall Milton had another big week. Well, that was the second week in a row that he's put together a really nice week, and actually looked a little bit better than Edwards this week, running the football, and had a couple spin moves, out there, and you see him as this physical, domineering force, and to see him pull a little juke move here and there was pretty impressive to see, and I just think that this team's clicking on all cylinders, and we really saw a talent gap between Georgia and Tennessee, but I think that we witnessed the best team in the country. Doing what they do, and beating a fringe top 25 Tennessee team the way that they did, covering easily, and, really just holding them down on the road. Like, let's not forget that this was in one of the toughest environments to play in the SEC. They had won 14 games in a row, right? The last time they lost was when Georgia was there 2 years ago. And they're just getting it done. And also some history was made here that this was now, or Kirby and Georgia now have the longest win streak in SEC history at 28. He surpasses Nick Saban and in that, and looks to continue that, and I think we've got a while before Georgia hits the 47, which is the all-time mark.
Yeah.
I did a little bit of research on that, but Oklahoma
Oklahoma.
back in
Hmm.
the 50s, had 47 in a row. So I mean, I figured it out. And if Georgia wins out this year, wins the national championship, and then just does it again next year, they'll be at 48. So that's all they have to do. It's very doable for them. We'll see.
Yeah.
Hey, I
Well,
wanted to ask you though, Mark. So we've seen Quinn Ewers announce that he's coming back. I don't think Kirby wants Beck to even think about that right now. It's a little bit odd to me that Ewers announced that, when they technically are still in the playoff race and are hunting a championship, and that's
yeah.
what you're thinking about as a quarterback. I don't know. It's just a little bit weird to me that he announced that he's coming back. But Carson Beck now, playing the way that he's playing, is he a first round draft pick? Do you think he's coming back next year?
Yeah. As a Georgia fan, as you can see behind me, I certainly hope that he's coming back. But I think if he left, I don't see why he wouldn't be a first round pick, man.
Yeah.
Everything he's done, I mean, my goodness. And he's about to get all the attention that he's been getting attention, don't get me wrong, but he's about to get a lot of attention over
Hmm.
the next couple months here if Georgia can take care of business in Atlanta. And he's going to be able to go against some good defenses, and he's going to be able to put some film out there against some NFL caliber players. And I think that these NFL general managers are going to be licking their chops at this guy. He's got the prototypical size. He threw a ball to Bowers that, I mean, dude, this thing was like a frozen freaking rope, man. I
Yeah.
mean, this guy's got arm action like unbelievable. Throws a pretty ball every time, never seen a duck. This guy gets it, man, and he already runs a pro style offense. There is no He's gonna jump right into a system and do well if he's got protection. Um, Georgia has the Great Wall of Georgia in front of him. He is sealed off, roadblock, uh, armored tanks back there guarding him. Nobody gets to him, man. I mean, so we haven't seen Carson Beck be uncomfortable. I saw maybe 2 throws where his feet were moving in this past game, and that was it, man. And they weren't great throws, but uh, like any quarterback, if you get pressure on him, he's not gonna be as good, but who's gonna get pressure on him? That's kinda where I'm at, and he's gonna look really good going into the end of the year. I'm an NFL GM, and I'm looking for a quarterback. Maybe you can even get him this year and get some value on him because his value, I think, is only gonna go up if he comes back.
Yeah, I think that we'll know after the Alabama game
Mhm.
what his decision is and what
If
it
he
should
throws
be.
for 300 yards on Bama,
Yeah,
he's gone.
and looks good. Yeah, because I agree. I mean, I think that when you look at the breakdown of quarterbacks coming out this year that could come out this year. Um, I don't know that he's not better than Bo Nix, right? As I believe he's better than Bo Nix as a pro style quarterback. I think that
Right.
he's better than Bo Nix. I would put him probably behind Drake May and Caleb Williams, just given what they've proven in some ways, and that they've been doing this for 2 seasons each at least.
Yeah.
And so that they're especially Drake May. I think he's more of like a surefire quarterback. I've seen some things from Caleb that give me a little bit of pause. But and then you've got Michael Penix, and maybe they're like 3A and 3B. They're kind of like right there. I like the upside from Beck a little bit more. But I like what I've seen from Michael Penix as well. I just, I look at that and I think this guy's playing like some of the best football from a quarterback position standpoint in the country, and
Well, maybe
it's
those names that
undeniable.
you just named coming out are going to deter him from going out this year, and he'll think, okay, I can come out next year and be the guy.
Yeah,
I mean, um, he had another year next year, like he's had this year. He could be the number one pick.
yeah.
So, depending on obviously what the needs are for the teams that are in the top five
Well,
picks or whatever.
well,
So,
then you look at it and you say, well, maybe he's better to go this year as the number 4 quarterback, middle of the pack, and go to a team like Atlanta who just needs a quarterback. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like,
you go to a
or
better team that way.
And I'm not just saying that because they're the home team. I don't cover NFL. Mark and I, neither one of us really cover the NFL, but a
Yeah.
team that needs a quarterback and that's all they're missing, right? Is my point. Maybe he's in a better situation if he goes 10th overall, or 12th overall or something like that. So I don't know. Just an interesting conversation I think to have right now.